certainly all kinds of comments run through my head in terms of filling in for Jerry Costello, but I'll leave those out. I come from the other side of Illinois, up in northern Illinois, but I'm very happy to be here with you today with the Aerospace Caucus and with AIA. I think the first thing I want to do is congratulate Marion on the award that she was presented with yesterday by the National Aeronautics Association. It's the Clifford W. Henderson Trophy, which goes to a person or group whose vision, leadership, or skill made a significant and lasting contribution to the promotion and advancement of aviation and aerospace in the United States. And I think Marion certainly is very much deserving of that. And with all the work that I have done with Marion, I know that AIA is very, very lucky to have Marion as president. So let's congratulate Marion on her award. Well, you know, it's no secret what's going on here in Washington right now. Trying to figure out what are we going to cut. And I can't tell you how it's all going to end up, but I know that everyone's looking across the board, and that includes in defense, where cuts are going to come. But we have to make clear that we cannot undermine our national security, and we cannot undermine our economic recovery as slowly as it is going right now. You all know, and I don't have to go through explain to you why it's so important that our national defense and aerospace industries are supported. But I think it really pops out there. When you look at more than $240 billion annually to the economy that are contributed by the aerospace and defense industry, 800,000 jobs which are direct jobs, plus 2 million more which are supported by those industries, and a $59 billion trade surplus, with our $81 billion in aerospace exports. We haven't talked about a trade surplus for our country in a long time. The fact that aerospace contributes so much to a surplus is something that we cannot forget. Now, what I want to talk about briefly here is I think we have to look at a more broad view of our investment in our defense industrial base. We should also look at federally funded R&D, infrastructure investment and modernization, workforce development, and manufacturing sector investments such as the Manufacturing Extension Partnership. There's a lot that the federal government does do that is critical to aerospace and defense. Systems like NextGen, which will make our aviation system more reliable, safe, and efficient, while saving the industry billions of dollars and creating hundreds of thousands of jobs. Unfortunately, we have not been moving forward quickly enough. We have not been providing the funding necessary for NextGen, and this is something that must change. And I certainly have been at the forefront of pushing for this. Unfortunately, we're heading to a 21st extension of the FAA bill, but we need to get that done, and it's critical for the aerospace industry. One thing that I think could be very helpful to aerospace in defense is a broad look at our manufacturing in our country. I introduced the National Manufacturing Strategy Act so that the United States would develop a strategy that a lot of other countries in the world have. I always like to use the example of Germany, which actually has a trade surplus. They are very focused on manufacturing. They have a manufacturing strategy. And I want to thank AIA for your help in developing this strategy, developing this legislation that I have, and also helping to promote it. So I think in general, we need to be looking broadly here. Strong national defense and aerospace industry also rely on developing new innovative technology through R&D to ensure that we do maintain our leadership in the world in innovation. It's critical that we do that. Again, as we're looking for what are we going to cut in the budget, we must continue to make investments that are critical to our future. And finally, the last thing I want to mention is workforce issues. I have a couple degrees in engineering. I know that when I go around to small manufacturers, small, medium-sized manufacturers, I have many in my district, they tell me they're having a hard time finding workers, despite the high unemployment. But they say finding qualified workers is difficult. And we also face a silver tsunami right now with retirement. So we really need to do more to improve education, STEM education, science, technology, engineering, math education, in the K through 12 levels, and also do more on post-secondary school training and retraining so that the workers are there to do these jobs. As I always say, if an employer wants to create a new job but they can't find a worker, there is no new job. So I think all of these are important issues as we look forward and all fit into what we need to do in this country to maintain a strong aerospace and industrial base. And I look forward to continuing to work with you, work with my colleagues, work with all of you to make sure that we do the right thing and that we don't wind up making decisions today that we will regret in the future, because we always have to look to the future, and the aerospace and defense industries are critical to the future of our country. Thank you.